Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, FernLover99. Thanks for the suggestion, FernLover. You asked, how is charcoal made? Oh, charcoal. You've ignited something truly smoldering with that question, because charcoal isn't just black rocks you throw into a grill. It's ancient. It's science-y. It's the reason your cousin Chad thinks he's a grill master when he's just burning hot dogs. So, how is charcoal made? What dark magic turns regular old wood into these black chunks of cookout power? Let's fire up the mystery, right here on Explaining Everything. Okay, first off, charcoal is not just burnt wood. That's ash. That's what's left when your hopes, dreams, and marshmallows go up in smoke. Charcoal is what you get before everything turns to ash. It's like wood's cooler, edgier cousin who listens to vinyl and roasts steak. Technically, charcoal is made up almost entirely of carbon. But here's the kicker. It's wood that's been heated without oxygen. That's it. No weird chemicals, no secret rituals. Just some wood, a lot of heat, and a strict no-air policy, like an underground club for trees. This process is called pyrolysis, which sounds like a villain from a superhero movie, but is actually just a fancy word for cooking without letting the thing breathe. Same principle as suffocating your pizza in a microwave, but hotter and somehow less delicious. People have been making charcoal for thousands of years. Cavemen were doing it before it was cool. The ancient Egyptians used charcoal to smelt metal. The Romans used it for everything. Fires, art, maybe even as eyeliner. Don't quote us on that. Back in the olden times, charcoal was made in a big old pile of wood, covered in dirt and grass to keep oxygen out, and then set on fire. Which sounds totally chaotic. It's basically, hey, let's set the forest on fire, but gently. This method took days. Days. You had to babysit the fire the whole time, like it was a needy raccoon. If too much air got in, the wood turned to ash. If not enough heat, you just had warm sticks. The sweet spot made charcoal, dense, black, burn-happy goodness. The entire process required skill, patience, and probably a deep distrust of fresh air. Luckily, we've moved past the cover it with mud and pray era. These days, charcoal is usually made in retorts or kilns. Basically, giant ovens that let you control the temperature and airflow like a grill nerd turned scientist. Step 1. Load the kiln with wood. This can be hardwood like oak, hickory, or maple. No pine, please. Pine is the glitter of the firewood world. It burns dirty and gets everywhere. Step 2. Seal it off and heat it. You're aiming for around 500 to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to bake cookies on the side, if you didn't mind eating tree-flavored carbon biscuits. Step 3. Let it cook without oxygen. That's key. The heat drives out all the water, sap, and other organic compounds. The gases escape, the wood structure collapses a bit, and what's left is pure, crispy carbon, charcoal. It takes hours, sometimes days, but at least you don't have to stand next to it with a bucket of dirt and anxiety anymore. So, you've seen those two types in stores, lump charcoal and briquettes. What's the deal? Lump charcoal is just natural wood that's been carbonized. You can still see the grain, the shape, sometimes even the tree's last tweet. It lights fast, burns hot, and makes you feel like a caveman with a credit card. Briquettes, on the other hand, are like the fast food version. They're made from sawdust, wood chips, and sometimes binders like starch, all compressed into neat little nuggets of burnable joy. They burn longer, more evenly, but not as hot. Basically, lump is like a wild flame-throwing beast. Briquettes are like a reliable office employee. Choose your fighter. Let's circle back to oxygen. In everyday life, we like oxygen. It keeps us alive. It helps fires burn. It makes our lungs feel useful. But when making charcoal, oxygen is the enemy. It's the reason your wood turns into white powder instead of black gold. The trick of pyrolysis is controlling heat without letting oxygen turn everything into smoke and sadness. That's why kilns are sealed, why piles used to be buried, and why any breach in the system leads to a fire, not a fuel. Charcoal is basically wood that's had a slow, dramatic makeover in an oxygen-free spa, like a sauna for logs, but with less cucumber water and more extreme transformation. You take wood, you heat it, you banish all oxygen like it insulted your mother. Then, after some long, sweaty hours, you're left with something beautiful. Dense, black chunks of energy that burn hotter, cleaner, and longer than their wooden ancestors. Charcoal is a weird blend of science, tradition, and accidental fire hazards. It's a product of human ingenuity and our endless obsession with cooking things over open flames. So next time you toss a handful of charcoal into the grill and light it up, remember, that little nugget has been through a carbonizing trial by fire, just so your burger could taste slightly better. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you've ever tried to make charcoal yourself, or just set something on fire by accident. No judgment. And hey, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.